What?
It's been a while since.
What?
Yeah, it's been a while. In case you thought this was the other voice note where we started like this, it isn't. And I know it's confusing, but that's part of the reason why we did it.
What? We're back. We're back. This week, we're not going to be talking about our favorite cereals. We decided, me and Nemo, that we're going to do a joint preview.
Joint. Did you say joint because I have a joint in my hand?
We're going to do a joint recap of last week's games and a preview of next week's games. And I got to say, it was an okay week. Nothing crazy. Not like the week before where 5 out of the 6 matchups went
Came
into
down to Monday night.
Came down to Monday night. This week was a lot less exciting, but nonetheless, it is fantasy football. We'll take it from the top.
Hearts are on the line. Hearts are on the line. They get broken. I'm shattered right now. I'm shattered. I'm looking at my matchup because our matchup's the first one to look at.
So we're looking at Stan versus Nemo, Priest Mode versus Nemo.
How'd you like his team name, first of all?
I love it. I love it.
I saw it. I cracked up. I said, motherfucker.
Stan takes it. Stan takes the originality most times. So we'll start over at the top. You know, Nemo had Thursday night guys. Stan had a Thursday night guy that ended up being out. Gronk, surprise out on Thursday. Nemo rolled with Brady. He thought this is going to be well, you're never benching Brady. Never going to bench
Who
Brady.
benches Brady? 1 second, you're going to bench Brady?
No, but
there's barely 20 quarterbacks I can name. I'm going to bench Brady.
The entire world saw a Bucks Brady game to be a 35-38
matchup. Shootout. You saw the Patriots struggling on defense. Cam looked anemic the first couple of weeks. Goes into New England, smashes them.
Comes to Tampa, and both teams
loses to Winston.
Both teams looked like shit. Both teams. I saw the previews, the recap. I saw the recaps. Both teams, fucking terrible. Nick Folk missing 3 field goals. Bucks could have had the game against the Patriots. It could have been one of those little. That could have been the game.
So it's not Aguayo. It's something about Tampa Bay
Air. Tampa Bay Air. Irma should shut that team down.
Deflated footballs.
Just knock it out.
They should look into it. It's the Patriots.
Hurricane Irma just shut down the whole city. Why not?
But I have a lot of notes. First of all, Mari Cooper. Could you point out this clunker to me? Because when I look at my fantasy matchups, I don't know if you do this because you can't always align the players that they are considering their wide receiver 1 with wide receiver 2. I'll look and say, okay, the guy across from him put up 30. My guy put up 1.3.
1.30.
1.30. Big difference. I'm screwed.
I think your production of Amari Cooper, I mean...
My expectations of him?
Your expectations of
He's
him.
a wide receiver 1. He's a wide receiver 1?
Yeah. But you know what? You gotta live with it now because nobody's taking him at the price you want.
No shit, I'm not selling him. You joking him?
He's yours.
Are you joking?
He's yours. But Stan took advantage of the only Bucks legit touchdown, which went to Deshaun Jackson, who balled that game.
He started him.
Wait, no, he didn't even have the touchdown. That was Cameron Brate. I'm sorry. Cameron Brate had the touchdown. Deshaun Jackson just decided to ball.
100 yards.
Where 24 hours before the game, Deshaun Jackson was yelling bullshit that he can't catch chemistry with Jameis Winston.
Do you think they said...
They always do that. They always do. That's the whole point of what the Ahmad is. I'm not reaching chemistry or some stupid things like, where this guy's a questionable take. Meanwhile, the guy's bowling all week in practice, and they're working specifically with it's the let's throw the guy off, or the famous one. Oh yeah, we're just gonna use Gronk as a decoy this week. Gronk 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's the decoy is the famous example of we're not reaching chemistry and we're gonna just go crazy. Deshaun Jackson had a great week, no touchdown there. Le'Veon Bell had an underwhelming game for Le'Veon Bell, thanks to Ben Roethlisberger throwing 6 picks.
He's bad.
So overall, this was a very ugly matchup between Nemo and Stan. Practically nobody on either team reached value except for Cam.
You know, I had 10 points taken away from me with Delaney Walker also.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see that flag? Can we talk about that flag for a second?
Does
the ref get fined?
Can't win them all. Can't win them all.
Can I win some?
So nobody reached value except for Cam on this one. Carson Palmer went up by a couple points, but Stan, who was up on Nemo down Nemo half a point going into Monday night, didn't take the win until halftime.
I'm very surprised at Tyreek Cohen's line.
I think I'm not going to give Stan advice because I think he's smart enough to give his own advice, but Tariq Cohen is a stash for him until something happens to Howard.
We'll move on to the next matchup.
Let's take off to the next matchup. The next matchup is our Kamish versus Manda Amar. By the way, Alsav, even though
you know what? It's a little bit demeaning, though, that he put the Gemara in parentheses.
Yeah, I think he did it for Mocas.
Okay. Then I'm a little mean there.
He put it probably for Mocas so he can understand. So Mocas doesn't have to send the guys. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? He went to Hillel, has he? It's like Vic Sav's kids. Vic Sav and Alsav's kids coming up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna look at this matchup. I just want to put a honorable mention. Alsav's team names this season are phenomenal. I don't know if he noticed that the team name game is dead, but
he's still bringing it.
He's still bringing it.
Al's bringing it. He enjoys it.
He's bringing it. Okay, so we'll start from the top.
He looks more for team names than he does for players. He minds the way if he could filter the players based on syllable. I think he does that.
Yeah.
I need this syllable. Yeah. I need to fit in this pasuk.
Fit it in.
Mandrama.
So not only did Dag lose to Alsav, who was one of the bottom type teams.
He was so messed up.
Dag was dealt probably the second worst blow of this season by losing Odell Beckham for the year.
That's it.
As she at least has hopes that maybe he'll get 3 wins and he'll have David Johnson for the end of the two games and screw up somebody else's chances at the playoffs with David Johnson.
Yeah. Ez is going to be playing spoiler.
He's going to be playing spoiler. He knows the role well.
Yeah. Me too.
So he lost Odell Beckham. I was looking at,
but he picked up Funches, and Funches has been bowling.
I'm a big fan of just looking at the projections to see how the projections pan out. So before this game, Dag was projected to go 11-2 on the season. After the matchups on Monday night,
the year the commission was catching some serious hype.
I was
buying in.
He's now 7-6 on the projections. I believe Dag will bounce back. He will be a force. His team is too good not to. But this matchup, it just wasn't for him. He had Gurley put up 2016 Gurley numbers.
Oh. But he can't complain about Gurley's numbers.
No.
Gurley's got him to this point. 4-1 in second place.
Charles Clay, the tight ends this year, by the way, have been an absolute shit show with the waiver wire. Only a few teams have reliable tight ends. And Charles Clay was looking like he was going to be one of those for Dag. And he went down. He's out for a few weeks.
I want to bring back something, Rabbi Dave did. I think he drafted like 4 tight ends in 3 rounds. He was a prophet, is what he was. That strategy can pay off from now on, drafting 2 quality tight ends.
Okay, so
you always have the option because there aren't any.
Let's go to Dag's opponent. Alsav, who had that strategy and has 2 quality tight ends.
He has Jimmy Graham.
He has Jimmy Graham and Witten. Now, usually when you draft 2 tight ends, you're drafting 1 tight end so you can start.
He didn't draft Witten. He spent
a
nice amount of money.
Yeah,
I think it was $31.
Something big. So now you get a tight end. Your second tight end is going to be your starter when Jimmy Graham goes on by, right?
Yeah.
No, because Alsav drafted 2 guys that are on by the same week. Witten and Graham are on by the same week.
So he has to ship one of them. I wonder who's going to get nailed on that one.
He's been looking to ship.
It's not going to be me, man.
He's been looking to ship.
Don't freaking try to sell me not Jimmy Graham or Witten. I don't want to hear anything about it. He's going to hit me up for sure.
T.Y. Hilton heating up. Dak Prescott just on fire.
That's on me, guys. Sorry.
Dak Prescott, you knew he was going to go crazy against
should have traded Brady.
Green Bay.
If I traded Brady, I probably could have gotten so much more.
Not too late, buddy.
I don't have Dak anymore. I'm saying instead of trading Dak, I should have traded Brady.
Yeah, but now you can get back Dak or you can get back from anybody, quarterback and. Anyways, next podcast will be Yossi teaching his 1999 DVD on how to trade and how to get the $2 for the subway ride. Also.
I mean, what are you charging for that, by the way?
So, a lot of big guys, a lot of guys bowled out on these ones. Devonta Adams went out.
High scoring matchup.
High scoring matchup.
Dag's got to be a little bit butthurt because he would have beaten most people this week.
It was a low scoring week.
He's got 132. There's only. He would have lost by 0.3 to the hated Houdini, which would have been amazing.
And the rest of the league, he would have won.
The rest of the league, except for 150, except for
yeah.
Ertz Moses.
Against that's the next matchup we'll hit at.
Yeah.
Is my matchup.
Speaking of.
So yeah, Dak put up a high scoring week, and you gotta hate those. You gotta hate those where you put up the high scoring week, but it's
the points leader.
That's what it is. It's the worst of the worst. So we got Yossi's team and Duke's team. I gotta tell you, I was confident as hell walking into this week. I said Duke's team is a shit team. I'm going to walk in there. I'm going to stomp all over him.
Can we mention Bill Al for a second? He's been... Again, I was early on that one. Bill Al is a star.
Billy Al.
Whatever he is.
So I thought I was going to stomp all over Duke. This guy, Deshaun Watson, he's from another planet, and I think he's the real deal.
Of course.
I think he's the real deal. Can't throw 5 touchdowns and not be the real deal. Pair him up with Aaron Rodgers and Duke's a force for the rest of the season.
I don't think you can stop him at this point.
No, I don't think you can.
Because guess who the Raiders are throwing to? They said on Twitter also, avoid Crabtree and Amari Cooper. Crabtree balled. We will not listen to any more fantasy analysts.
And you had a team. You had my team who just decided not to show up. I had Hogan. Hogan's been a god this year.
How are you ever having such high hopes with Dalton and Goff?
Dalton's been a guy. He's been a decent quarterback in the last few seasons. He has one of the best receivers in the league on his side. So as long as that's there, he's not going to put up 3 points every week.
Yeah, but 13's not going to win you a week.
No, but my quarterback's on bye. Kirk Cousins on bye. Had to start Goff. Goff has actually been showing the last few weeks that he's been a decent quarterback.
Could be the matchup versus Seattle was tough.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Nothing you can't ask for.
But I'm not so crazy about quarterbacks.
Neither am I, which is why I've been looking at trade. I've been looking for,
I think you found one.
As we know last night I pulled the Julio trade, so my team is going to look a lot different going forward. I want to. Sherrari dropped a little word of advice over there in the chat, and I want to take it, but it's just so hard because I just want a deal. In the chat, Sherrari said you just got to roll with your team for a couple of weeks just to see how it does. You can't just keep getting guys and then trading.
Sherrari's an excellent manager. I should take his advice more often, but he's the Sharks. I can't talk to him.
He's a shark. Now, Duke started 2 tight ends. He started 2 tight ends against me, and it went for 27 points.
Side note, he was offering me Henry all week.
He's offering everybody Henry all week.
All week. I could have used him.
But I lose to 2 tight ends, while my tight end puts up 5.8.
Clunker.
And that's that. And I lose to Duke.
Although I do like this guy, by the way. Croft. He's a beast.
Nah, dropped him, so you can enjoy him.
Yeah?
Enjoy him.
I'm on it.
So now Duke is 5-0. I'm 3-2.
Coasting. Duke's thinking to himself now, playoff planning. Someone's gonna get
time to pick up.
He's going to be ambulance chasing the rest of the way.
Time to pick up his defenses for the playoffs, his kickers for the playoffs. Duke is going.
You know who's not complaining? The Shark, who pulled 2 freaking wins out of his tuchus.
Oh yeah. Now I got an insider info on a possible trade deal that happened in the Sherrari Chuck matchup.
I heard there was a real Shark potential.
There was a huge Shark potential.
Yeah.
Sherrari texts me. He says Charles will bench Latavius Murray, giving Sherrari the win if Sherrari gives Charles Kelsey. Now, a real Shark takes that deal and doesn't give Charles Kelsey.
Yeah, he told me the Shark has a heart.
He's softening up a bit. He's softening up a bit. On draft day, when all our adrenalines are pumping, the real Shark we know is not letting that slide.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, on draft day, it's been 5 months without football, 6 months without football. we're ready to pounce, and he didn't. You grow a heart, and I hear it.
You know what? He told me in private. I don't know if this is public news, but he told me in private. The shark confided in me. Interesting. The shark confiding in Nemo. It's interesting. He tells me if I did do this, which it would be completely within my rights to do, and it's the shark move to do, he doesn't think he would ever get another trade ever
From anybody.
from anybody to eternity.
I
You would trade with him.
yeah. Dude, I was trading rental players 2 years ago, knowing I can get screwed, and still doing it, and I was fine with it.
Charles wouldn't trade with me that year, knowing that I wanted to get him.
So I'm all for trade. Trade is what gets my. I know it's not for everybody. I know you're not a huge fan. I know a few guys are not a big fan.
I told you I want 30 players drafted.
I'm more of a fan of the trades. I like it. I like the thrill that goes around it. So, and I'm sure everybody knows that by now. But anyways, the nice guy Sherrari paid off for him because Latavius Murray shot the bank on Monday night.
Oh yeah.
And gave Sherrari the win. It was a big help to Adam Jones.
For all the Charles voice notes this week.
Oh my God! I'm sure Sherrari has more, and I'm sure after this podcast, I'm sure Sherrari would love to share it to the rest of the league.
Charles will still voice note next time though.
Yeah, he'll still do it. He'll do it over and over again. This guy has no mercy. What happened to Deshaun Kaiser? Got benched against the Jets. Any more points this guy has? This guy throws one touchdown and nothing else. He beats Sherrari.
Kaiser.
That's just the way the game is played.
He took the wrong Deshaun.
It's a brutal. 1 point from a quarterback is tough. It's tough.
You don't bounce. Most people don't bounce back from that.
The fact that you're benching a
Quarterbacks
rookie
low
quarterback,
should be 8.
I don't agree with benching a rookie quarterback. Let's go. If we want to go back to the tape on that one.
Oh, you're talking about Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't really make good decisions.
Why you benching? If you're starting a rookie quarterback, you know there's going to be tribulations. You take the tribulations.
If it's a blowout and he's a little hurt, I hear
Done.
you, but it finished the 17-14 game.
Yeah.
They
Charles didn't have a lot of great games from his stars. Jordy Nelson didn't do anything. Mike Evans didn't do much.
He can't complain about Jordy. Jordy's been a monster. What are you talking about? 9 points from my receiver? I'm fine with that.
No, not from Jordy.
He's not going to give you 30 every game.
You want a touchdown and 50 yards.
Right now, Jordy is my favorite receiver in the NFL right now.
White? Is that why?
No. He's just so productive, and he came back from every injury you could possibly believe.
Agreed. It's a guy like that, and what was that other guy that tried to come back from 15 million concussions? The guy that used to be on the Patriots? Oh, the slot receiver guy.
Welker.
Oh,
I forgot Welker.
I forgot Welker. We'll move on to the next matchup as not much weight on.
Fantasy Cemetery.
Now, this was the matchup that caused a little stir on Monday night. Ez was down by 10 in the projections. Moshal was looking for the win. Ez reached out to me. He wanted Thielen. He wanted Thielen to start for him and hopefully get out a couple points to beat Moshal. Didn't happen. Trade wasn't allowed thanks to certain people BBing it. It's fine. Made it happen anyway. Antonio Brown.
It's just amazing.
Kareem Hunt. Moshal's just got a good core over there, and he's just got to build around it. You build
And
around.
he whooped out Safarian Jenkins this week.
Yeah, listen.
Tight ends are garbage. Wait 1 second. Let me find someone.
Wait 1 second. This guy on the Jets.
Guess what, Cemetery? You got FanDueled.
Yeah, FanDuel. Welcome to the game. Speaking of tight ends, as she putting up a 0-0 when every single receiver on the Giants died.
Was there some Giants bias, and he is the only guy who could actually catch a pass?
Only guy that was walking off the field that can catch a pass and still gets nothing from that team. It's a shame. Ezra's team is looking more and more like a cemetery by the week.
Ez has Fournette.
So I gave him Fournette, and that was.
Do you think there was something of sweet justice there?
Oh man,
because of Julio deal?
I gotta say, the Abish is playing it at me right now, saying
you give, you get.
You give, you get. It's nothing's ever in concrete.
Okay.
I do see Ez with the guys that he has on the IR right now. Ez will play a pivotal spoiler role down the road, but as of now, I don't see Ez's team just.
He also, the cemetery. Can we say R.I.P. to Brendan Marshall?
Hey, rest in peace. Every week, another one of Ezra's guys just goes down and dies. It's just been the name of his game this season. We got one more matchup to do. We got the Cleveland Browns and it Earns When I Pee. And then after that, we'll do a quick predictions on who we think will win next week based on the matchups. So we got Moses and Mocas. Mocas left for his vacation, and he took his team with him. Put up nothing. Had only 2 guys on his entire starting lineup with double-digit points. And
he was a little less Mocas, a little more no-cas.
No-cas.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's not like Moses came out guns blazing either. Moses put up half his team's production on 2 guys. It's not. His team didn't really ball out. He would have probably lost to every single other team in the league, if not for playing Mocas. But Moses did put out a much needed win. The machine seems like it's malfunctioning this year. Doug Martin is hopefully going to be a savior for.
But he did run into a what do you call a cupcake matchup right here with the guy who put up 57.
57. I think the league low is somewhere in the 40s.
I don't think we hazed him enough for the 57.
I think
the free team haze is a go-to of ours, but
he's right now in Israel. He's having the time of his life. He picked a good week. He picked a good week to put up that 57. And it's a nice short week because we got another holiday coming up tomorrow.
So you think he's going to bounce back?
I see he's going to bounce back. You want me to tell you the truth?
Stan has come back from 0-6. Duke also, I think he tells the story every time.
Duke tells it every time. But I think that Mocas's team is not dead. I honestly think we saw last week, we saw the start of the chemistry being built between Cousins and Pryor. I think that'll be the Energizer Bunny that Mocas needs for his team.
All right.
And I think that's a very fair comment. And I don't see Mocas. He can't come back from that and make the playoffs. But like I said, I think he's going to be a nice, fun watch. For next week's games, let's look at the matchups for next week. We'll start from the bottom. We'll start from the bottom since we came from the top. The bottom is Charles Zami versus Priest Mode.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to this one.
Projection showed a really tight matchup right now.
He's not trying to
although he's not starting a kicker. I'm sure Charles is pissing in his pants a little, although he'll never ever admit it. He is facing a strong Stan team, especially with Gronk healthy if he plays this week. I'm going to give this game to Stan. I think Stan wins it with a score of 136 to 104.
All right, Charles. Sorry about that. 104.
104. We'll take. You went back to the game now.
It's all right. Yeah, so.
Wardrobe malfunction. All right. Next game, it's going to be Dak versus Moses. Dag's got a couple empty spots that I'm sure he's filling. He's got a tight end spot. He's got a defense spot that he's got to fill. Moses is looking like full team. Although projections is probably going to lean, I'm going to say it's going to lean Moses' way. I think even with the going and limping without his wide receiver 1, I think Dak pulls out the win.
Really?
I think Dak pulls out the win. I don't think Moses' team is as good as projected. I just don't envision Moses winning this one.
Wow.
I'm liking the commish here. I think the commish needs to pull out as much as he can out of that bag before his team decides we don't have Odell, we're not doing this.
Okay.
So
I'm surprised at that one.
So we're gonna go over to the next matchup, which is me versus
Yikes.
me versus Moshal. If there's anybody in the league I didn't want to have my bye week loss against, it would have been Moshal. I think it would have been fun for the entire league to see the first game back after the finals that we had. I think that should have been the opening week.
You're handing Moshal a free W.
I'm handing Moshal a free W, but in reality, it's not.
He doesn't need that.
I got Ingram, I got Julio. Those guys are going to be in the lineup. I'm going to make a couple pickups. I'm going to be projected for about 100 points after all is said and done. Moshav's projected for a lot more.
This is a quick one. You're losing.
I'm going to lose. I don't think it's going to be as big of a loss as you would think it is.
Really?
I got a couple guys that I think Zeke and Julio can get to 80 points themselves.
I got you losing by 30.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Sherrari's facing Mocas. If Mocas wants to find a week where he's going to pull out a win, I think this is it. I think I see Terrell Pryor against San Francisco going a little ape. I don't know why.
Sherrari deserves a loss.
Sherrari
I'm
deserves
going to
a
say he fell backwards into a couple of wins. He deserves a loss.
It's time for a loss. I mean,
you know what happens when you abandon your shark moves? You start to lose.
You start to lose. The weak shark gets killed.
Yeah.
The weak shark gets killed. I think the key to Sherrari's season going forward, although I don't want to say it, is probably Jay Ajayi and and he's been pulling up Amari Cooper type of numbers in the running back category. We'll go to I think the final matchup. I think we did Alsav. No, we didn't do. Oh wow, it's going to be an interesting matchup. All right, let's do you list. We're gonna hit up the Fantasy Cemetery against Alsav's team, Manda Amar, parentheses Gemara, close parentheses, probably from Ocast, like we said.
He's got Witten and Jimmy Graham on bye.
He's got Witten and Jimmy Graham on
He's
bye.
looking to swing a deal before the holidays.
He's gonna either try to swing a deal or pull up a really shitty tight end from the free agent scoop, which that pool has been more of a dumpster dive.
It's thin. If he hits, I'm going to give him a nice Hazaku Baruch.
But we know Al and his waiver wire prowess. He's done fucking miracles.
Right now, I'm not skeptical even.
Not skeptical.
Al's done some magician.
He's done some magician moves. As of now, we're looking at about 120 to 122 projections to Alsav's advantage. I see it going either way. I think you know what? I'm giving Ez his first win.
Wow, again. I'm on the other side of this one. I just think Alice is going to take him.
I'm giving Ez his first win. I like it. Let's go to the final matchup of the week. It's going to be Nimo against Duke. Nimo started hard. Now he's facing the 5-0 Duke, who 5-0 is a strong 5-0, but now he can just cruise. He doesn't have to give a shit. Projections show 139 to 124.
Maybe he'll bench some players for him.
I saw Nemo just like, you guys are not here to see it, but like right when I mentioned the projections, Nemo did like a little fist, like pissed offness.
They hate me. 37%.
And I think Duke's going 6-0. I wouldn't be surprised if Nemo pulled something over. When you have a guy like Brady on your team, you can never count that person out. Brady and Cam is putting up 70 points.
I'm hoping Brady versus the Jets. He brings it to New York. He doesn't like them.
Listen, it could be a good, interesting game. Like I said, you could get 70 points out of just Brady and Cam, and then let the rest of your team just go.
My draft philosophy. If you allow me to just back up my team, what's been shitting up a storm the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I wanted playmakers. Cooper's supposed to be a playmaker.
Cooper
Nothing. Tyreek Hill's playmaker. Whatever, he didn't give me much last week. I needed a little more from him. Fitz, come on, he's the guy they rely on. He's so consistent.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
He's so good. He's a beast.
And Nemo and Duke probably got a very rare. Both have reliable tight ends also. So
and quarterbacks.
Wow.
I got Cam and Brady. I can
It's
take
a great matchup. So this matchup is basically coming down.
They hate me.
This matchup is basically coming down to the receivers and the running backs.
Yeah, he's trotting out Allah against me. I'm gonna have to go do a little Allah praying.
Yeah, I mean,
read some Quran.
But like we saw last week, Bilal's a little hobbled. He was a little injured.
Yeah,
so it might come to your advantage. Don't expect this every week, guys. This was just for fun. This was a pro bono thing that we did. We were in the area, so we decided to do it. It was supposed to be 15 minutes. We got a little excited. It won't be the last podcast, I don't think. I think we'll be able to do it again, but
we'll get some other two guys to do a preview.
Yeah, listen, we got some guys that have expressed interest to to want a podcast.
I need one from Stan.
Stan expressed interest. He would love to do it.
And I can't be there because he needs to get even with me.
Okay. All right. So we'll get Stan on the next one. I think the podcast is fun. Like I said, don't get used to it. It's not going to be an every week thing. Take care, fellas. Have a happy holiday.
Good luck. Not Duke.